Welcome to this webinar on how to get started teaching English online in 2022. Thank you very much for your time. First of all, I realize that everybody's time is precious, so thank you for giving it to us for this presentation. So in this presentation, we're going to look at what teaching English online is, what you need to teach English online. We're talking hardware, software, certifications, all of that. How much you can earn as an online English teacher, whether you're working part-time, full-time, those kind of things, and how we at eTEFL Online Teacher Training can help you. All right, so before we get started, let's just go through a few things. Please make sure that you have no distractions, that you've turned off your phones, you've logged out of Facebook, all of that stuff. The doors are locked, the kids are not going to come barging in. I can't promise that my kids won't come barging in, but there's that. We'll aim to keep it short, 30 to 45 minutes. I don't know, that depends on you if that's short. Please stay until the end as well, as we'll have something special for those that do. We'll also have a short Q&A session at the end if you have any questions that we have not covered in this presentation. And just to reiterate that this presentation is being recorded. So turn off your video if you don't want your face to appear in any of our marketing materials. And please, can everybody keep their audio off during the presentation? Thank you. So let's get the ball rolling. I thought a good place to start would be to meet the team. Who are all of these people? Why should you listen to us and anything we have to say? And to begin with, we have myself up there on the top left. My name is Jody van der Westhuizen. I am a TEFL teacher with 14 years of experience. I am originally from South Africa, but I live in Spain now, where I've been teaching English since 2006, really. In 2016, I started eTEFL Online by gathering together all of these people that you see on your screen here. This was done over time to create this teacher training organization, this online academy, to help other teachers get started and help people get started in this very lucrative and very enjoyable profession. Next to me there in the photo is Zander Boerter. He's on the presentation, on the call with us today. He'll be chatting later on. Hello, Zander. Thank you for your time. Zander is also an eTEFL Online graduate from a year ago or so. He'll talk more about his mentorship program later on. Next to him is Dr. Daniel Portman. He is our TEFL course manager. He is the one that developed the TEFL course for us. He has a doctorate in education with applied linguistics and over 20 years of teacher training and course creation. Next to him is Roxanne. Roxanne is our IELTS head of studies. She also is an ex-student, an ex-graduate of eTEFL Online, and she has helped us to develop an IELTS program. We'll talk about IELTS exams as well a bit later on in the presentation. And then at the bottom, we have various official partners and freelancers that we work with to help make sure that you get all the resources and education you need. The first at the bottom left is Christina. She runs the online school that we partner with for our practicum. So we have a practicum that we'll speak about as well further on, where you teach real students on an online class environment. And the students, the materials and the platform are provided by Tu Academia en Casa, which means your academy at home, based in Spain. Next to her is Kelly. Kelly helps us. She's a freelancer. She helps us a lot with recruitment and helping people get jobs and interviews. In the middle there is James Liu. He runs the Teacher Entrepreneur Challenge, if you might be familiar with that. So if you're a teacher that wants to go and start your own business, this is the man to speak to. While we take care of new teachers and getting new teachers started in the business, as you develop further on, you might want to start your own business. He is a business coach that we work with, and we can refer you to him later on. Rachel and Chris as well are partners on our partner courses page. We've been working with them for years and years and years. You can go check out that on our website, everything they provide, resume resources, also courses on how to get started with your own business and things like that. And then, of course, last but not least, all of our teachers in our online TEFL community. So eTEFL Online, we have one of our biggest parts of our business is actually having a community group that we're still in communication with over years and years and years. So everybody that goes through our programs becomes part of this group. We share resources, we motivate each other. We have WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups, we talk via email, and eventually just waiting for you to join us over there too. Now that that's out of the way, you've met everybody that's involved, we can just get on with the presentation. So first of all, who can teach English online? This is a question that we mostly skip over a lot of the times, but teaching English online is a great career if you want to work from home or you want to become a digital nomad. But it's not the perfect job for everybody. You need to be a good communicator, you need to be fluent in English, and you need to be a responsible and professional person. So if you're a stay-at-home parent, this is a brilliant job for you. You can schedule your classes around the times you've got to take kids to school and sporting events and things like that. If you want to become a digital nomad, now that the borders have opened up again and we can travel around, you might want to just pack up your laptop, put it in your backpack, and take your job with you wherever you go. It's a great way to do that as well. You can schedule your classes for when you're not on an airplane or sitting on an airport. And when you get to your new destination country, you can open up your laptop and carry on working. So it has a lot of possibilities and a lot of flexibility in this career. So let's just quickly go over what teaching English online actually is. So this is you, the teacher or the tutor, whatever you call yourself, delivering online lessons via video and or audio to students around the world. So most of the time, it's going to be video and audio like we're doing right now, but there are some applications where you can just do audio and just chat to people, but there's very, very few of those. You could teach adults, you can teach children, you can teach both, whatever you prefer. You can work for online schools on a contract basis, doing interviews and getting a contract and getting a fixed salary per hour. You can work for freelance platforms. This is the intermediary that connects you with private students. They take a commission for that process and for hosting that platform. Or you can work privately and totally independently. And that's the part that I spoke about James earlier that can help you with that. So to set up your own business, do your own marketing, take your own payments, get your own students that way. Your lessons can also be conversational or lesson-based. They could be PowerPoint slides like we're doing right now that you go through and you work through a pre-planned lesson, or they could just be conversational classes. A lot of adults would like just to speak and practice their speaking. So there's a lot of flexibility, as I said, and a lot of different ways that you can teach English online. Just a couple of teachers that we've gone through our programs and our mentorship programs over there so that you can see a few more familiar and happy faces. So what will you teach your students? English, of course, but what exactly will you be teaching them? So this can vary a lot depending on whether you work for a school or for yourself. If you work for a school, they have a curriculum, they have the students, they know what to teach and what they want to teach. So that's just given to you and you follow the steps provided and that's it. If you work for yourself, on the other hand, you're going to have to create these resources yourself. This depends, of course, on the needs of the student. When you're working privately, for example, your students' needs come ahead of everything else. So you have to do a needs analysis, find out what your student is looking for and create those and teach them that specifically. Your skills and experience, what are you bringing to this industry? Where are you coming from? What previous experience, what previous knowledge, certifications do you have that you can bring to this industry and teach that in an English environment? And this leads me to your niche or your specialization. What is it that you can bring to the table that's different to other teachers that sets you apart and also then eventually lets you earn more money? These are the kind of things that you can teach English. So you can base English around any one of these. Niche specialization, we'll get more into this later on as well, but just to help you understand what I'm talking about here is choosing something specific. So for example, if you have legal background or you have a personal assistant background or real estate, whatever you're looking, wherever you're coming from, those are skills, that's language, that's terminology that is not common to the English language, that is specific to industry. That is a very good niche. There are lots of people in the same career as you, but in other countries that want to learn English specific to their jobs so that they can get promoted, they can earn more, they can get more clients, they can study abroad or move abroad. So that is going to help you to get a more concentrated group of students, more dedicated students, and also afford you the opportunity to charge more per hour and earn more. It also sets you apart from your competition. You're not just a general English teacher, which is fine. Not saying anything bad about that, but there are a dime a dozen when it comes to general English teachers. And also helps you build a long-term career. The contacts that you build through that, the resources that you start building up, the programs that you can create. This, brings diversity into your teaching and into your career, which is more sustainable over the long term. So you could teach, for example, just some images here: travel English, legal English, business English, IT, conversational. Really, the niches there's thousands and thousands. We could sit here all day talking about niches. It can be literally anything. So The things you don't know, the things you're not bringing from your previous experience and your previous jobs, is the things that we are going to teach you in the TEFL course and in the other training programs that we provide. So, for example, English grammar. As a native speaker, I know before I did my TEFL, my grammar was perfect and I knew how to say things properly, but I didn't know why I said things that way. I couldn't explain it to somebody, and that's what we'll teach you in the course as well. Also, lesson planning. How do you plan a lesson effectively to get the result at the end that the student can actually reproduce that language or that grammar or whatever that subject may be? Also, evaluation. After all that lesson planning and all that practice and with the student, how do you evaluate whether they're progressing or not? We teach you that, amongst many other things, of course. And then the non-academic side of things, we also show you how to pass interviews, because teaching English online is not just a TEFL certificate. And that's where a lot of people get stuck. Most of the people that contact me, in fact, already have a TEFL certificate, but don't know how to find work, which is something we'll speak about again later on in the presentation. So how do you pass interviews? How do you get private students? Where do you go to find these private students? And where do you go to find the links or the people that can give you these jobs for these interviews? All right. So these are all things that we cover as well. So how will you teach your students? So most of the time, it is going to be on a computer or a laptop with a webcam and a microphone. Like I said, there are some apps as well, and you can use a laptop or a desktop, but it's very rare that you use a phone or a tablet along those lines. This would be the most common way of doing it. You're going to need some sort of video conferencing software. If you're working for yourself or on these freelance platforms, or you're going completely independent, you're going to need Zoom, you're going to need Skype, Google Meet, something like we're doing right now on this presentation. If you work for an online school, they generally have their own software, so you don't have to worry about that, and they will then provide the training in how to use that software as well. The hardware that you're going to need, a computer with a webcam, at least 720 pixel. The higher, the better. I mentioned this, but I don't think they make computers anymore with webcams lower than 720 pixel, but HD or above, please. A headset with a microphone. As you can see, the lady down there in the photo in the middle, that's the perfect kind of headset with a little microphone that comes around to the side. The little string things that we are wearing right now are fine talking to you like this, but to give a more professional appearance and to give a clearer sound, then it's definitely these are what you're going to need for that. It also gives you, when you're doing your interviews, if you show up to your online interview with an online school and the video starts and they see you dressed properly with that headset on, it just gives a much more professional appearance. And an internet connection, of course, it should be at the top of the list, really. Minimum of 4 to 5 megabits per second. I'm hesitant to even say 4 to 5. There are a few schools that require that minimum, but the higher you can go, the better. I'd recommend at least 10. If you can get fiber, that's the best, so that you can have 10 download and 10 upload. But if you can only manage 4 to 5, there are online schools that will accept that speed. So when you go through the interview process, during that interview, they will ask you to test your speed on that call as well. So make sure that you have the right internet. All right. How much can you earn? Well, again, that depends. That depends on your qualifications. Do you have a TEFL certification? Do you have a degree as well? A degree in anything. Online schools will pay you more if you have a TEFL and a degree. If you don't have a degree, you can still get a job, but the tendency from the online schools is that you will earn less per hour. You're experienced. Are you an experienced teacher already? Are you coming from a school environment to the online environment? Or are you coming from some other background where you have transferable skills? Maybe you've done corporate training, maybe you've done coaching of children in sports. All of these things are transferable skills that we can help you put on your CV to show that you have experience in that. If you don't have any kind of experience like that, then we also offer a practicum, a teaching practicum, where we can, which we spoke about earlier with Christina at the online school, where you can actually go through a program and teach real students in a real classroom environment and get that experience. It also depends, online school or private. So if you work for online schools, they generally pay less. They are the ones that do the marketing and the advertising. They have the students, they have the materials, they take all the payments, they do all the work on that side. You just show up and teach what they tell you, and for that you earn less per hour. If you go private and you take on more responsibility, you earn more. Your niche, how popular is your niche? How much can you charge for that? General English, I suppose could technically be a niche, but it's very, very common. That's what everybody's doing. You can't charge a lot. But if you go into real estate English or legal or medical English, if you have a medical background, you can charge more and more and more. And your hours, of course. If you work part-time, you earn less. If you work full-time, you earn more. On our website, eteflonline.com, there's a tab at the top that says Teaching English Online. And on that page is some more information, more about the hardware that you're going to need, the software as well, some more examples, a video for you to watch. And there's also this calculator at the bottom of the page. These are just screenshots, but you can go to the website and you can play around with these toggle bars. For example, this hourly rate, you can move it around, the hours worked per day, and you can figure out exactly how much you can earn in a month based on US dollars, okay? Most of the industry pays in US dollars. Even when you work freelance through freelance platforms, those platforms set their rates at dollars, okay? So start thinking in dollars already, no matter where you are in the world. So I've set the rate at 5, which is ridiculously low. It's not, you're not going to be earning $5 per hour, but I just wanted to put it at the base to show you, to give you an example, and say you only work 1 hour per day, you're earning $125 per month. I've also put in here the cost of the program. So if you go through eTEFL online and you enroll in one of our programs, say that the cheapest one is the equivalent of $200, it would take you around 40 days to pay back your investment of $200 in this, earning $125 a month. So even if you come to this point after working 40 days, you can make a decision. Teaching English online is for me. I like it. I'm going to continue. Everything else after that period is pure profit, and everything else up to that point, you've spent 40 days and you can carry on. I've also put it up here, for example. Let's add it up. So we've put it up to $10 per hour and 2 hours per day, and we've upped the program to the program that includes the practical teacher training. So now we're talking $500 per month, working for 2 hours a day at $10 an hour. Now it only takes you 13.8 days to pay back your investment. And that's a crucial differential over there as well. This is an investment. This is not a cost. Investing in one of our programs brings you back. You're going to be earning a living. You're going to be earning money and earning back that. It's not a cost. So in 2 weeks, you could earn back what you've invested. And then after that, again, decide, is this for me? Is this not for me? You've only invested 14 days of your life, and everything after that is pure profit. And then finally, now we're starting to specialize. We've put it up to $15 per hour, and you're working 4 hours a day. And we've got it up to the most expensive program that we have, where that also includes that IELTS, which is an exam preparation course. So you're specializing in helping students prepare for exams. And now you charge $15 an hour. You work 4 hours a day. You earn $1,500 per month. You can go and change that to whatever currency you prefer. And in 5.8 days, so in less than a week, at that rate, you've paid back your investment in one of our training programs. All right. So just think of this as an investment. Now, as I said, this is on the website. You can go there, click around, play with this calculator as much as you want, and see whether or not this is going to be worth it for you. All right. So how can eTEFL online teacher training help you specifically? Well, we provide the teacher training courses, the TEFL, also known as TESOL. It just depends on where you are in the world, really. The IELTS I've spoken about a little bit. That's that exam preparation course for the students. We also provide the resources that you're going to need, the resume, introduction videos, lesson plans, tech training. There's little training videos as well on how to use Zoom and how to use Google Docs and things like that. We provide mentorship and coaching, and this is where we really, really stand out with the mentorship, the coaching, and the ongoing support. If you've done any research into TEFL and teaching online, you've come across 1,000 companies offering their TEFL courses. Why would you choose us over them? And this is the reason. Everybody else provides a TEFL course, and then after that, you're on your own. Maybe they give you a link to a job club, but after that, it's up to you. Whereas with us, after you finish your TEFL course, you go into our mentorship program, and Zander there will help you with that to set up all of those resources, that resume, introduction videos, put you in contact with our recruitment department, our recruitment partners, the freelancers that we work with, show you how to get set up on these freelance profiles, how to create those introduction videos, how to structure all of that so that people come to you and you can get private students. And then after all that, the support is ongoing. Like I said, we have the online teacher groups, WhatsApp, Facebook, and those. So we're always in contact with each other, always sharing resources, always sharing job opportunities, helping each other get jobs and get students, different courses that we do, and it's continuous lifetime support included as well. So I just wanted to go over what it is our courses do and how they are structured so that you can see exactly what it is that you could be getting. So for the TEFL certification course, these are the ones developed by Dr. Daniel Portman. We include the 120-hour online TEFL course. Now, the 120-hour is the international standard. There are other courses out there that are 150, 180, 300, 420. There's just more and more information for you to study. It's great that you have that education, but it is not necessary. Having a 300-hour certificate is not going to help you get a job more than a 120-hour certificate. How you get a job depends on how you approach your resume, your introduction video, who you contact for interviews, and how you set up your profiles. And that's what we teach you as well. So in the TEFL course, on the educational side of things, we teach you how to teach a new language, specifically to someone who has never spoken it before. We teach you how to teach grammar, speaking, listening, reading, writing. These are very important for people that are going to be working. You're going to be able to teach people how to write emails, how to prepare their exams. So we also show you how to create effective lesson plans. How do you present language, a new language, to a student? How do you practice that? How do you get them to show it to you afterwards, to produce it? And then also how to test and evaluate your students' progress. Now, on our website as well, you can go and look at the online teacher courses that we provide. And at the bottom of that page is a full breakdown of the TEFL course, every single module, and exactly what is included in that module. We just don't have time for it on this presentation. So the methodology used in the course, well, background information, the theory, of course, is there. So we'll have the PDF documents for you to go through to study all the background information with examples on how this information can be used, online resources, again, to support that and give you more examples, video resources, articles to go online and to read, reflection activities. So it's very important after every module or during every module that you're studying to just stop and reflect for a moment. Don't just charge through the course as fast as possible. Understand what you are studying, absorb it and reflect on that. So we have activities throughout the course as well to actually ask you to stop and ask some questions of yourself, that is. Then at the end of each module, we have formative quizzes, short quizzes, 10 to 15 questions, multiple choice, just to make sure that you're on the right track and that you're understanding and you're assimilating the information. And then at the end, we have a summative assessment where you have one final exam of around 80 questions. Also, again, multiple choice. You have to submit 3 assignments for assessment to your tutor, who will correct them and give you feedback. And then if you pass, present you with your certificate, and then you have it. Our TEFL courses are fully accredited, of course. The first by the UK's online TEFL and TESOL standards agency, and then again by the CPD group, the Continuing Professional Development Group. So that means that all our content, our processes are strictly monitored and regulated to ensure that we maintain top industry standards and that you get an internationally recognized, globally accepted certification. So that not only if you want to teach online is this course valid, but maybe in a year or a couple of months you decide to go abroad and teach in a school, that you can use this certificate to go to China, to go to Japan, to go to Mexico and teach in an online academy, in an academy face-to-face with students. You can use the same certification. You don't have to get certified again. All right, just to give you a look at what it looks like on the inside, what the course platform looks like. It is mobile responsive as well. So if you want to study from your tablet or your phone, you can. I don't recommend it. It's a bit small, but you can if you want. The introduction on the side here, you can go through each module. You click on the links. You download the PDFs. You study the PDFs. I'm the kind of person that would print out the PDFs and then write all over them and study that way. There are spaces on those PDFs for you to do just that. But if you prefer to study 100% online, that's up to you. The video link as well over there, you can see what makes a good teacher. You click on that, you can watch the supporting video, and then you do the quiz after every single one. All right, that's the same for the 11 modules that there are. The 11 modules also include business English and teaching English online, and also teaching young learners. Getting started in this industry, you're going to have to start at some point, most likely by teaching young learners. If you don't want to do that, just accept it as part of your training, and then you can move on to adults later on. So another part that we offer is the online teaching practicum. This is by far the most popular part. Of everybody that's gone through our programs, everybody comes back with positive comments about our online teaching practicum. So in this practicum, you observe teachers in online and in classroom environments by watching videos. You reflect on those, of course, as well. Then you meet with your coach about halfway through. Your coach will then prepare you to teach 10 30-minute classes with real ESL students. So you meet with your coach on Zoom. Of course, this is all online. The coach will then, by that point, you will know who your first student is going to be with the online school. You'll know their level, and you'll know what the lesson plan is for that lesson. So that's what your coach will help you prepare for. And then you will go into your 10 lessons and teach them. About halfway through, your coach will join you and observe one of the classes. So this is observed practice as well, and give you feedback on that. Once you've completed your 10 classes, you get a letter of recommendation from the partner school to then use in your applications, your job applications, as well as your freelance profiles. And we will award you with an accredited certificate, a 30-hour online teaching practicum certificate as well. Just to give you an idea of what a practice class looks like on the inside, there's just some slides, PowerPoint slides like we're doing right now on this program, and you meet with your student. Now, this student, of course, he has asked us to blur his face for privacy reasons, but there's one of our teachers that went through it, and you just go through the slides. Most of the slides are just there to give a background so that you have something to talk about. A lot of the classes are conversational, mostly conversational classes. Now, one of the things that you can also do is, if you have not yet done that, is sign up for our free mini course, an introduction to teaching English online. I know a lot of you have that are on this call. That's how you found out, because you're on our email list. And part of our strategy is to get you on the email list and then enroll you in this course. In this course, you can go and watch some classes that Zander himself has recorded with 3 of his students, the young learner, a business English, and another conversational adult class, so that you can actually see a live class happening. And it also gives you far more information on teaching English online, so that you have everything you need to proceed after that. Okay, I would highly recommend you do that. It'll take you 30 to 60 minutes to complete the course. It's really, really fast, but it gives you everything you need to know. All right, and then after all of that theoretical educational side of things, we need to get to the practical stuff. We need to know, okay, now I've got my certificate, I've got my training, what do I do with it? How do I develop further as a teacher? How do I actually earn a living? So the mentorship program is where this comes in. So how do you prepare your resume, your introduction video, your freelance profiles? How do you apply for jobs? How do you get interviews? How do you get your own private students? How do you make sure that they keep coming back and booking more classes with you? These are all the things that we cover in the mentorship program run by Zander Boerte over here. And he's going to take over in this presentation right now and go over it a bit more with you. Zander?
Excellent. Thank you very much, Jody. Hi, everyone. For those who joined a bit later, welcome. So to give you a quick overview of the mentorship program, it's very much linked to my own experience and my own story in transitioning from a full-time job to online teaching. So I started, as Jody mentioned, just about 18 months ago when I did my TEFL certificate. And in January last year, when I received my certificate, I started putting together resumes, recording videos. I probably spent about 60 to 70 hours just putting together my resources and applying to any and every company I could find an email address for. And looking back, I think I applied to about 27 or 28 companies and I was accepted by one. And I remember it was terrifying, disappointing, exciting at the same time. And so last year on the 22nd of January, I taught my very first class. And from there on, it gained quite a bit of momentum as I started discovering the whole idea of teaching as a sort of contractor or consultant for online schools, but also getting started up teaching on freelance platforms where you essentially build a relationship with your own client privately and you determine your hourly rate. And when I started noticing that I was gaining momentum and experiencing quite a bit of success, I was looking back at how I got started. And I had a conversation with Jody where I told him, feels like so many people are completing their TEFL certificates and then 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, 36 months down the line, they've still not taught a single class. And I felt like not everyone had to go through the process I went in, spending so many hours, wasting so many hours, applying to companies, using the wrong resources and all of that, but that I actually saw a gap in the market to help people and sort of provide some guidance as to what should I include in a resume when applying to an online school. What should my profile look like on a freelance platform to make sure that it looks attractive to potential students? And so that's where sort of the mentorship program was born, is this whole idea of that we wanted to achieve mainly two things, is to build a bridge from being a qualified online teacher, meaning you have a TEFL certification, to being a working online teacher earning money. As we found, as Jody mentioned earlier, there are a lot of companies out there that can offer you the opportunity to become a qualified online tutor. But after that, they seem to say, well, good luck finding your way out there. And we really want to close the loop. We want to bridge the gap between those two stages of your journey and make sure that the period in between that is as short as possible. And the second thing we aim to achieve with the mentorship program is to provide you with a look into what it means to be an online teacher. So I'm basically giving you everything I wish I had had when I started out. And one of the things that were really daunting to me coming out of a career that was not at all related to teaching and teaching a language at that. I was really terrified of the idea of what an online classroom looked like. And so I actually went ahead and recorded some of my lessons with a child and one with an adult private student that I have in Poland, just to give you guys an insight of what that looks like. So we want to sort of open up this mysterious world to you, and we want to make it very accessible to you so that you can access this easier than those who've gone before. So the mentorship program structurally basically is a 10-hour program delivered via Zoom over a 3-week period, where we give you all the information you need to get started in this process. We help you, as Jody has mentioned, with resumes, introduction videos. We point you in the right direction as to where to apply to which companies. So we're basically putting you in this incubator. We're recreating an interview environment for you to get comfortable in, and each session covers a specific aspect of your TEFL journey. So we're sort of giving you all the tools to get started. After the 3 weeks, we sort of encourage you to get started and really become active in applying, doing interviews, getting the onboarding processes with companies behind you, and start teaching as soon as possible. So on the next slide, you'll see some of the topics that we go through in the mentorship program. Basically, session 1 is introduction, where we ask the question of why, which might seem sort of a waste of time or disconnected, but we have seen many times, because teaching online is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a really good career that you can build over the long term. So it takes some time to get started. It takes some time to build up a strong basis of students and a really good sustainable income. So we start session 1 asking the question, what is your motivation? What will keep you going, keep you pushing when you get rejected by some schools and things like that? Session number 2 is basically focused on getting together your resources, the resume, the production of your introduction video, which are basically the 2 most important resources you'll need to apply to any school, but also to list your profile on a freelance platform. Session 3 is focused on interview preparation. Session 4 actually is the start of application week, where we give you a list of places to say, listen, go ahead and apply to these places, as we've seen quite a significant success rate of our previous graduates who apply to those schools. And personally, most of the schools that I'm recommending to you, I have personally gone through their interview processes. I've worked for many of them, so I can give you some extra guidance as to how to navigate through those processes. Then session 5, as Jody has mentioned, teaching children, which might be part of your starting process. Not everyone went through this, but most went through it. It's a really safe space for you to get used to what it means to be an online teacher, to make mistakes in a safe place and earn some money while doing it. Session 6 is all about selling yourself, meaning how do I market myself? How do I create a profile that's really attractive to potential private students? And then finally, session number 7 focuses on getting private students. So that's basically, in a nutshell, what we run through in the mentorship program. I think up until now, we've done about, I think, between 30 and 40 teachers that have gone through this program. And we have seen significant success as we use our experience and leverage it to really make it easier for upcoming teachers to enter into this world and find their place where they would belong at the end of the day.
Thank you, Sander. Yeah, a great explanation again. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's important as well to remind people that this time that you save is money that you're saving as well. These teachers that, I mean, I get emails every single day from teachers that already have a TEFL certification and have no job, and some of them have spent a year waiting around for work. That year is lost income. So if you can invest in a program that also includes this, that 6 months, that 12 months, that up to 36 months sometimes, that you are saving is all money that you could be earning that entire time. So it is definitely worth your time and your investment as well. Just to give you a little screenshot of one of our latest mentorship groups there. That started, I think this was the May group. We're starting with the June group tomorrow. And look, if there's anybody on this call right now who actually has a TEFL certification and would like to join the mentorships program as well, we do offer it as an upgrade for people that already have the certification. So we can talk about that at the end. Like I said, we're starting again tomorrow with one group, but if there's enough people, as in what happened in our last presentation, in our last free webinar, a whole bunch of people decided to sign up. And at the end, we had 4 people that started, and we started a second group for the month, which is not a problem at all, okay? All right, so moving on to niche specialization. Now, I wanted to go into a bit more detail about the IELTS exams. The IELTS exams stands for the International English Language Testing System. So over 3 million candidates take these exams every year, and we include them in our training bundle, the 180-hour program, and also as a standalone course. So if you want to just take this course, you can do so if you already have all the certifications and you're just looking to specialize in this specifically. So what happens with these exams is that students all over the world take them to be able to prove their level of English, to go and study or to live abroad, immigration purposes. So you'll have, when you do this and you specialize in these exams, you get students that are dedicated and are willing to pay you more per hour. It also lets you stand out from all the other teachers that say they can prepare them, but don't actually know about the exam. So in this course, we teach you about the exam. We give you a detailed breakdown of each part of the exam, explanations on all the different task types. So there's 4 different parts of this exam: the reading, writing, listening, and speaking. And within each of those parts are the different tasks. Some of them have up to 10 tasks. So it's good that you understand each task and what is required. What is the British Council asking of the student? We include over 140 PDFs. There's 90 minutes of audio, 45 minutes of video resources, everything you need. And there's also additional PDF resources for you to go and download and use with your students, practice exercises for them as well. So included everything. You can do this course, get all of these resources, and start teaching IELTS right away. Because one thing is to tell somebody, get a niche is going to help you, but how do you develop a niche? How do you choose a niche in the first place? How do you develop it? How do you develop programs and resources? Whereas we know that IELTS is a very good niche and that there is a demand for it. You can just take this course and get started right away. Right, our online teacher community, like I say, a very, very big part of our success and a very big part of everyone else's success and the teachers themselves is this community and the community groups and the support. So it's teaching English online can be a lonely profession, especially if you're at home alone teaching. You're constantly no one else surrounding you. So it's good to have a support network behind you as well. Other teachers, other people that are on the same journey as you, doing the same thing as you. So it's good to have a place where you can share your triumphs, where you can lament on your losses, your setbacks, and get support from other people that understand exactly what you're doing. So what is the process of getting started? Well, there are 4 simple steps to getting started through eTEFL online teacher training. And the first one is to enroll in one of our online training programs. The second step is to complete that TEFL, the practicum, or the IELTS that you have with it. I've got little asterisks there next to practicum and IELTS because to get started in step 3, the mentorship program, all you really need first is that TEFL certification. The practicum, especially every part of the practicum really, the first part is a self-study part of the practicum, the first half of it, where you watch those videos and reflect on that, so that you can do at your own pace. Later on, when you have the online classes that you need to teach, those are based on your availability and the students' availability. So you can set that up around your schedule as well. So you can start the mentorship program and do the practicum at the same time if you want to speed up the process. But you'll definitely need the TEFL certification first because that is required for the job applications. In application week, you need to provide your resume and your TEFL certification. Otherwise, you can't go any further. So that is a definite. Then, of course, the mentorship program, which takes around 3 weeks. We've had teachers that get job offers within 2 weeks. As soon as they, send in that first resume, they've got a job offer already. Some people take longer. Some people take a month. Some people take 4 months. It really depends on you and the situation and the schools that are hiring at that time. But I would say a conservative estimate, and I've told Zander this as well when he signed up, from the day that you enroll until the day that you have your first paid lesson, count on 4 to 6 months. That is how long it's going to take you, not to find work from when the day you enroll, from when the day you start your TEFL training until the day you earn a living. Think about 4 to 6 months. So if you are in a rush and you are desperate for money and you think this is a good, quick way to do it, this is probably not the best option for you. This is a long-term career that, like we said as well, takes time to start building up. And then once all of that is complete, you start teaching English online. And like I said previously, you'll probably start on a part-time basis, a couple of hours a week, and then you can build it up from there. All of these are available on our website, eteflonline.com/online teacher bundles, or you can just go to the website and click on the tabs along the top and you can go navigate around. If you go to that page, you will see these 3 bundles. So we have a 120-hour bundle that includes the 120-hour TEFL course and the career mentorship, the TEFL mentorship program that Zander spoke about. All of our courses, as you can see, include the TEFL and include the career mentorship as well. But as we go up, we add more and more things. So the 150-hour bundle also includes a 30-hour online teaching practicum, which I highly recommend if you don't have any teaching or even if you don't have online teaching experience. And then the 180-hour bundle is the most complete, that includes the practicum and also the IELTS to give you that specialization right from the get-go. And we'll also add a Microsoft LX3000 headset. It is very similar to the one that the lady in the picture is wearing, if not exactly the same one. It is a very popular headset for online teaching, very comfortable and very long lasting as well. So you can just go to the website. All the enrollments are done through the website. You just click here to enroll button at the bottom, and you can follow the instructions after that. The 120-hour bundle starts at 2,900 Rand or 190 euros, depending on where you are in the world. We have a lot of people from South Africa, which is why we have it in Rands. And we also have people from Europe and the rest of the world, which is why we have it in euros as well. So 190, 290, 390, or 2,900, 3,900, or 4,900 Rand. But we did ask you to wait until the end of the presentation because we did have something special for you. So for all webinar attendees, for those that are live here on the call as well, and for those of you watching the recording in time, we're going to offer you 15% off any of those programs and courses until midnight on Sunday, the 12th of June. So today is Wednesday. You have until Sunday to ask us any more questions, to send us any emails, to go to the website and explore it a bit more and see what the options are, and then to sign up through that as well, using the code at the bottom here, which is webinar 15. It's easy enough to remember, and it will be valid until midnight on Sunday, the 12th. As you add something to your cart on the website, there's a little box to put in a coupon code. That's where you put it in, and it will be automatically applied. Okay, that leads us to the Q&A session. If there's anything that we haven't covered on this chat, please feel free to ask us right now. We'll be happy to answer any questions. Use the chat function there, please, if you can have a look at that as well. And Zander and I will be happy to answer them. Zander, looks like we did our jobs. No questions. Does anybody want to turn on their mic and ask a question? Maybe you can't type. Nope, it doesn't seem so. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my, oh, there we go, Andrew. Yes, Andrew, you've done the IELTS course. Can you do the mentorship program based on that? You need a TEFL certification as well. Do you have that? Okay, so right, exactly then. Yes, you can upgrade to the mentorship program, no problem at all. On the website as well, TEFL mentorship program is one of the top tabs. Then if you click this little arrow, which brings you another drop-down box, and it's TEFL mentorship bundles, and that's where you can enroll on that page. We have 3 options as well on that. Yes, the discount will apply to those as well. There's 3 options: a general upgrade, which is just the mentorship program with all the materials and resources that you're going to need. That is for 1,490 Rand or 149 euros. The next one adds the IELTS, which I suppose you wouldn't need since you already have that. And then there's a third option for those that are watching and listening, that includes the practicum as well, so that you can get the mentorship, the practicum, and the IELTS. So there's a couple of options for you to have a look at. But yes, this 15% coupon applies to the mentorship upgrades. If you already have a TEFL, it applies to our starter programs, the online teacher training programs, and also applies to the standalone IELTS course. If you just want to get that course, which is 790 Rand or 49 euros, you can also get that course separately, that 30-hour course, using this 15% discount code as well. Yvonne has a question. Can you start at any time of the year? Yes. Since the TEFL courses are, oh, must have lost something there. Since the TEFL courses are self-paced, then you can start whenever you want, you enroll whenever you want, and you can work at your own pace. So you log into the platform, you complete as much as you want or as little as you want whenever your schedule allows, and you can complete that course in a maximum of 6 months. The TEFL course, the 120-hour, has an access period of 6 months, but that's way more than enough time that you're going to need. I've seen people complete that course in 2 weeks, going through it every single day, working their butts off. So it is possible. All right, then we have another question from Nicolette. You have the Future Learn TESOL certificate from Edge Hill University. Does this qualify? Yes, you do qualify for the mentorship program with that certification. Yeah. So again, on the website, just go to the mentorship tab at the top, click down, and you can see the 3 different options there, and just click on the button at the bottom, which is register now, I think it says, and you can sign up for that as well. If we can get enough people, then we've got 2 people on the call at the moment. If we can get 1 more person to sign up, then a minimum of 3 people, we can start a group. It's best if there's 4 people, but we can definitely do that with 3 people as well. Yvette, I'm also currently doing the course. All right, great, Yvette. I don't recognize your name. Are you doing the TEFL course with us or with another provider? Okay, with another provider. Well, yeah, as soon as you finish your TEFL course, you can sign up for the mentorship program. As I said, you need to have that TEFL certificate before we can continue with the mentorship. All right, so until Sunday, Andrew, Yvette, if you have any questions in the meantime, let us know. Let me put my email address in the chat box. It's Jody, Jody, at eteflonline.com. And send me a message. You can also use the contact form on the website as well. You can speak to us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn as well. We do have a profile on Twitter, but we don't use it very often. Again, thank you very much for giving us these 42 minutes of your time. Really appreciate it. And like I said, if anybody has any other questions, email me, please, through the website, through the email, through Facebook, through Instagram, whatever's more comfortable for you, and someone will jump on and answer any questions you may have. All right. Good night to everybody. Zander, also, thank you very much for joining us. And I don't know if you're finished with your classes for the day, go and relax. If not, back to work. And
luckily, I am finished for the day.
Okay. Excellent. All right, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your evenings, and goodbye.